Hi, boys and girls. This is Miss White. Today I will be reading with you chapters 2 and 3 from our Junie B. Jones Dumb Bunny book. I have a special guest with me today. This is my niece, Aubrey. Aubrey, tell them how old you are.
6.
And what grade are you in?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten. And she goes to Browns Chapel Elementary in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And so she is going to be listening with us today. So let's get started. Chapter 2 Cloves and Nubs. Lucille was still mad at lunch. I just don't get it, she grouched. How could anyone forget the Easter Bunny? The Easter Bunny brings candy right to your door. Laney did a frown at her. He doesn't bring candy to my door, he said. The Easter Bunny is a different religion from me. I'm Jewish. Shirley nodded. I'm Jewish too, Lucille, she said. I've never even been to an Easter egg hunt before. What do you wear to something like that, anyway? Lucille stood up and fluffed herself. Well, since the Easter Bunny and I are the same religion, I'm going to wear a fancy Easter dress, Shirley, she said. Shirley thought for a minute. Then she nodded. Then I guess I will wear a fancy Jewish dress, she said. Leanie's eyes lighted up. Really, Shirley? You mean we have our own clothing line? He said. He smiled. Then I think I will wear some fancy Jewish pants, he said. My friend named Herbert tapped on his chin. Let's see. Since I'm Presbyterian, I think he means Presbyterian. I guess I should wear Presbyterian pants, he said. He turned and looked at me. Presbyterian means we iron out our wrinkles, I think, he said. Just then, Sheldon slapped the table with his hand. Hey, I know. I will wear a fancy turban. A fancy turban is a religious clothing piece, right? He asked. I love fancy turbans. Mr. Scary was listening to us while he ate. He quick put down his sandwich. Boys and girls, you're getting way off track here, he said. Lucille's Easter egg hunt is not a religious party. Really, I've spoken to her mother about it. It's more of a spring picnic with an egg hunt activity. Am I right, Lucille? Yes, she said. My mother said the Easter Bunny isn't even working that day. He's just going to hop around the party and smile and have his picture taken with people. I thought about that for a second. I don't think bunnies should smile, I said. Bunnies have yellow teeth like clown teeth, except bunny teeth are way pointier. Sheldon nodded. My Aunt Bunny has a pointy tooth, he said. She can stab a pickle with it, and the pickle just stays there. All of us stared at him. Sheldon has the interestingest family I ever heard of. Lucille did a big breath. Well, I don't care about pointy bunny teeth, she said. Bunnies have cute, floppy ears and puffy, fluffy tails and itchy, twitchy noses. I kept on picturing their teeth. Bunny teeth can nibble your head into a nub, I said. No, they cannot, Junie B. Jones, she said back. Oh, yes, they can, Lucille, whatever your last name is. I saw it on Oprah. Mr. Scary glared at me. I ducked down into my seat and I quieted my voice. Oprah has a lot of nub information, I said, very soft. Mr. Scary glared again. I started to squirm. Teachers can spot a fib a mile away. Did you know that? Teachers always know when you're fibbing. At recess, Lucille told us more about the party. She said that there was going to be lots of delicious food to eat. Plus, also, there was going to be an exciting prize for the Easter egg winner. And wait till you hear this, she said. My daddy is going to hide a real pretend golden egg. And whoever finds the golden egg will win the grand prize of the day. And that is a fabulous play date with me, Lucille. She twirled around and hugged herself. And it's not just any old fabulous play date with me either, she said. The winner is going to get to go swimming with me in my heated indoor swimming pool that we just had enclosed. She did a little shiver and rubbed her arms. Isn't that exciting, everyone? She asked. Doesn't that give you the tinkles? She looked around. Well, doesn't it, huh? Doesn't it make you tinkle all over? She asked. All of the children looked curious at each other. Herbert rocked back and forth on his feet a minute. I think you mean tingles, he said at last, not tinkles. Jose nodded. See, Lucille, you definitely mean the tingles, he said. Lucille squinted at those two. Tingles, tinkles, whatever. The point is, a play date with me gives you goosebumps on your arms, she said. Just look at your arms, people. Don't you see them? Don't you see the goosebumps? Don't see anything. All of us looked at our arms. None of us saw the goosebumps. We waited and waited real patient, and finally, goosebumps, shouted Lucille. I see goosebumps, Lucille. He ran to her and pointed. Look, Lucille, see them? See my goosebumps? He asked. Lucille's face beamed, very happy. Oh, Sheldon, those are the goosebumpiest goosebumps I ever saw. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you for those goosebumps, she said. That Lucille's a trip, isn't she? After that, she gave him a big hug, and she waved her fingers at us. Well, ta-ta, everyone, she said. It's time for me to go look at myself in the cafeteria window. Then she shook her shiny hair and she skipped away. Sheldon kept on standing there. He was shocked from the hug, I think. Then all of a sudden, his whole face lighted up and he began to shout. Lucille, wait up! I'll look at myself in the cafeteria window too, he shouted. He took off skipping after her. I smiled to see that. I think Sheldon has a crunch on Lucille, I said to my friend Herbert. Herb looked funny at me. You mean crush, Junie B. He has a crush on Lucille, he said. I started to laugh. Don't be ridiculous, Herbert. It's definitely crunch, I said. I am excellent at egg expressions. Herb looked funny at me again. I do not know why. After a minute, Sheldon and Lucille skipped past us. There's a picture of Sheldon and Lucille. They were smiling and giggling and chasing each other. Sheldon was calling to her. Come back here, you springy little lamb, he called. I slapped my knee. Springy little lamb? Ha! He called her a springy little lamb. That is a hoot, I said. May heard me talking. It's not funny, Jeannie Jones. Can't you see what he's doing? She said. Sheldon is trying to get in good with Lucille, so she'll tell him where the golden egg is hidden. He's just trying to win the play date to swim in her pool. She followed him with her eyes. He's not going to get away with it, though, she said. After that, she cupped her hands around her mouth and she shouted after him. You can just forget about it, Sheldon Potts. I'm going to be the one who finds the golden egg, not you. I've got eyes like a red-tailed hawk. I looked at her very curious. May has a lot of bird parts, I believe. Also, she's cuckoo. And that is not name-calling. That is the truth. Getting a little crazy in there. Chapter 3, Waiting and Waiting. There's Chapter 3, Waiting and Waiting. On Saturday morning, I jumped out of bed very excited, because today was the day of the party, of course, the Easter egg hunt. The Easter egg hunt today, I sang real loud. I ran into Mother and Daddy's room and I turned on their light. The Easter egg hunt, the Easter egg hunt. Today is the day of the Easter egg hunt, I sang again. Mother opened one eyeball. It's not time to get up yet, Junie B, she said. It's still dark outside. Please go back to bed. I put my head next to her face. Yeah, only I don't think that's actually possible, I said. On account of my brain is already activated. Mother put her pillow over her head. I lifted it up. I'm going to find the golden egg today, I said. I told you about that, right, Mother? Whoever finds the golden egg gets to swim in Lucille's hot water. I hugged myself very happy. I would love, love, love to swim in hot water, I said. Except for Sheldon and May want that prize too. Plus, Lucille loves Sheldon. And so maybe she might give him a hint or something, and a hint would not be good. I did a little frown. Plus, here's another problem, I said. May has bird parts, and birds can see good as a hawk. Did you know that? Some birds can. Hawks can because of their eyes. Anywho, Mother pretended to snore. I did a huffy breath at her. Sometimes mothers do not act their old age. Finally, I put the pillow back on her head and I went back to my room. Then I picked up my stuffed elephant named Philip Johnny Bob and we skipped to my closet to pick out our party clothes. We looked at all my hangers. I said. What kind of clothes are good egg hunting clothes, do you think, Phil? Philip tapped on his trunk. Well, let's see. Good egg hunting clothes should be easy to run in, probably. Because when you spot an egg, you will have to beat people to it, right? He asked. Now, Philip Johnny Bob is Junie B's stuffed animal, and sometimes she talks to him, and sometimes he talks back. Only she's really just thinking out loud. It's okay to pretend with your stuffed animals sometimes and make them talk. Right, I said. Plus, good egg hunting clothes should not be a dress either. On account of sometimes when I am beating people to an egg, I will have to tackle them and get in a scuffle. Correct, said Philip. Tackling and scuffling often happens in egg hunts. He thought some more. Also, good egg hunting clothes should have big pockets to carry all the eggs you're going to find, he said. I nodded. Yes, plus good egg clothes have to be pretty. Right, Phil? I said, because this is a fancy party, you know. I know, said Phil. Egg clothes should definitely be pretty. Like, we looked some more. Then, both of us spotted the pretty clothes at once. Like those brand new lavender overalls that Mother just bought. We shouted together, real joyful. Phil threw himself way high in the air. Yes, the brand new lavender overalls will be perfect, Junie B, because lavender is exactly like purple, almost, and purple is the color of your favorite glasses. He flung himself in the air again. We are a genius at picking egg clothes, he said. Yes, we are a genius, Philip, I said back. I cannot lose the egg hunt in this perfect outfit. After that, I quick put on my lavender overalls, and then me and Philip ran to the window, and we sat down on the floor, and we waited and waited for daylight to come. The party was supposed to start at lunchtime. There was going to be a picnic before the egg hunt. That information was printed right on Lucille's fancy invitation. I read it to Mother and Daddy at breakfast. A picnic lunch will be served on the grounds before the event, I read. I smiled. I enjoy eating on the ground, I said. Mother laughed. Oh, I don't think you'll be eating on the ground, Junie B, she said. Grounds are what rich people call their lawns and gardens. I got down from the table and looked outside. Do we have grounds? I asked. Mother rolled her eyes and looked at Daddy. Heavens, no, Junie B, she said. What we have is weeds and crabgrass. Daddy sucked in his cheeks at her. Weeds and crabgrass is an issue, apparently. After breakfast, I waited for it to be time to leave. It was the longest morning I ever saw. Then finally, Daddy said it was time to go. And so I ran to the car, lickety-split. Can you say that?
Lickety split.
Lickety split is the grown-up word for zippity fast. Can you say zippity fast?
Zippity fast.
It took forever to get to Lucille's house. We drove and drove and drove. Then, phew! At last, we turned down Lucille's long driveway. Lucille's house, Lucille's house. We're finally at Lucille's house, I shouted. I leaned my nose against the window. Remember when I came here last year, Daddy? I said. Me and my friend Grace spent the night at this place, and I ate dinner and breakfast with her rich, expensive Nana. Then, oh my gosh, I saw her. I saw rich, expensive Nana. She was standing there with Lucille's mother and daddy and brother. They were welcoming all the cars. I opened my door and I ran to her. Well, 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 we meet again, Nana, I hollered real happy. Then I hugged my arms around her and I tried to lift her off the ground. Only she didn't budge that good. I stepped back and looked at her. The Nana had put on a few pounds, I believe. After that, I tried to lift her again, but this time she took my arms away. Oh dear no, young lady, you mustn't try to pick me up, she said. You'll hurt yourself. I looked at her kind of puzzled. Yeah, only I'm not a young lady, Nana, I said. Look, see, it's me, Junie B. Jones. I pointed at my face. Don't you remember me, huh? I spent the night here with Lucille and Grace. Remember that, Nana? It was the time of our life, I said. The Nana looked closer at me. Then, all of a sudden, drops of sweaty came on her. She took out a tissue and dabbed herself. Oh my, oh dear, yes, I remember now. She did a little shiver. Junie B. Jones, I remember you well. I skipped around in a circle. Today's going to be fun, right, Nana? Today I'm going to find the golden egg. After I skipped, I held up my hand to do a high five. But Nana didn't really respond, and so I just swatted at her sleeve, that's all. Well, the look on Nana's face in this illustration tells me why she remembers Junie B. Jones so well. She might remember the way she skipped around and acted all silly. That's what she looks like. Just then another car drove up in the driveway. I turned around and oh boy, it was my good friend named Shirley. Plus, after Shirley came Sheldon, and after Sheldon came Roger, and after Roger came Camille and Chanel, and Herbert, and Jose, and Lenny. And then all the rest of the children in room 1 came too. Only wait till you hear this. I didn't see you know who. I looked all around to be sure. Then I crossed my fingers for luck. And I hoped that maybe May wouldn't show up at all, because maybe she would forget that the party was today, possibly. I thought a minute. Or else maybe her daddy's car would get 4 flat tires. That is not very nice. Or maybe his battery would go dead. Also not very nice. Or maybe his muffler would fall off in the middle of the street. Also not very nice. I thought some more and did a grin. Or else maybe May was playing in her backyard this morning and she bent over to tie her shoe and floof, she got carried off by a North American barn owl. Not very nice. I bent over and laughed out loud. Now that was a good one. Okay? Alright, I'll post chapter 4 and 5 tomorrow. Eggs and sweaty and other stuff. Okay, hope you enjoyed it.